Hi, it's Barry Neale here. I want to invite you to my next masterclass webinar, which is on the subject of advanced anchoring. In this webinar, we're going to take a real deep dive into some of the advanced uses of anchoring. Now, why do you want to learn anchoring? Well, in my opinion, anchoring is the single most important skill you can learn as a therapist. If someone made a hypnosis law, an NLP law that says you can only have one technique from now on, I would pick anchoring every single time because it's the most flexible, most useful method of working that you can learn. It really is. And once you understand it, it's so powerful. And a lot of times people get into problems with anchoring because they're taught by somebody that all you need to do is to rub your thumb and forefinger together. That's really not anchoring. That's a real wimpy way of doing anchoring. So we're going to look into a real deep dive into the advanced uses of anchoring in this webinar. So we're going to be looking at sliding anchors. Now, sliding anchors are an incredibly powerful way of increasing the intensity of an anchor. And you're going to learn how to do this both kinesthetically, but also visually as well, to really turn up the intensity of an anchor. You're going to learn how to do conversational anchoring. Now, this is really important because some people work in a normal conventional therapy setting and it's very easy, but some other people work in business and they need to know how to do anchoring in a business setting. And you can't necessarily reach over and touch your boss on the shoulder and anchor it and then fire it off again. So if you learn how to do conversational anchoring, you can create much better communication with anyone you want to communicate with. We're going to learn physiological anchors. Now, these are really important. And when I talk about physiological anchors, I'm talking about the anchors that your clients already use, that are already anchored into their experience. So have you ever noticed that, like, if the client, you're talking to your client about a problem, they kind of go into a certain physiology. And then when you talk about the solution and you talk about resources, they become more animated and use bigger gestures. Well, these gestures, these ways of using their body are anchored into their experience. And if we were to take some of these experiences, these physiological markers, and take them into the problem context, we can blow out the problem really quickly. I'm going to show you how to do that so that, and you'll get a real experience of it changing because you'll be able to think of a problem context and have a visual representation of it and then fire off the physiological anchor and you'll watch that change and it'll be really profound. So this is a really powerful way of creating change. We're also going to look at anchoring over Zoom. Now, obviously over the last 4 or 5 years, Zoom has become sort of endemic in the way we work. And some of the techniques that we've previously used are just not possible to use over Zoom. So obviously you can't do the standard kinesthetic anchoring over Zoom. But there's still plenty of ways in which you can do anchoring. And we can anchor in all different systems. And so we're going to learn how to do that over Zoom. We're also going to talk about covert anchoring. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of a controversial area, but I'm talking about it in the therapy context. So we're going to learn how to do covert anchoring in a way that helps your client change in a conversational manner. And when you do it like that, there's no resistance because it's just sliding straight in there. And probably one of the most important things I'm going to be teaching is, and I haven't taught this in a long while, because it does require a fairly advanced level of thinking to even get to this point. And that's what we're going to be creating versions with covert anchors and embedded commands. Now, this is a really powerful way of working, particularly if you're working with any type of addictions like maybe alcohol or smoking, those sorts of things. We can create versions covertly and anchor it and then link them into embedded commands. And when we do it like this, the change work happens at a much deeper level, at a neurological level, without conscious interference. And this can be very powerful. So you're going to learn how to do this, and it's going to, when you see it, it's going to really blow you away. So this is a really powerful way of working. So this is what we're going to be learning, advanced anchoring. It's going to be a fun, packed webinar. Normally my webinars are about 2.5 hours long, depending on how many questions I get. I'm going to give you so much information. It comes complete with a manual so that you'll have all those techniques and methods ready there for you. If you can't make it live on the day, then you will get the recording the following day. And obviously, if you have any questions, you can just email me and I'll answer them for you. So I hope to see you on the webinar. And if you can't make it on the day, remember you can get the recording. So I hope to see you soon.